the mic, talking day and spilling life, from trending memes to wildest dreams. Girl, did you hear that crazy thing? Girl, did you hear what's going down? We're lighting up this whole damn town. Strange and trending every week. Bestie vibes that'll never peak.
I mean, it's doable.
They're trying
if there's
to,
no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it as authentic as possible.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Try to convince me further that this is real.
Skeptic?
Non-skeptic. The family's embalmed in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
Hanging out. So I 100% believe in sensitives or psychics or however you want to explain it. I 100% believe that.
I think it's like along this similar belief system here. Just reminds me of like getting lost in a mirror maze.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many portals you're opening up in one of those?
Oh my God. Guys, please help me here. I just
don't think it's real that they didn't know the story before they walked in the door.
I agree with you on that.
That's
100%.
That's almost impossible to me to believe.
Especially if you're in that field.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think souls know that they're stuck here if they really are. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think they fully realize they're stuck here. That's the thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Can you pick up on those energies at all or no? Or are you just no?
No.
That's crazy to me.
I think it's because people are manifesting those energies.
Hey guys, welcome to Girl Did You Hear?
The ultimate bestie hangout. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kristen. Today is episode 60.
Woo-woo. Made it all the way to 60.
Almost to 100.
I know, dude.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We're going to have like a little celebration on our 100th episode.
It's going to be a weird
We'll have
one
like
for
little
sure.
confetti poppers or something.
I like this.
It'll be fun.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. We're going to continue our spooky theme.
Yes.
This one's a little funky. Not my favorite choice,
this
to be
one
honest.
Was fun.
It was fun
in a weird kind of way. I mean, it was a perspective on hauntings, like paranormal activity and stuff that I didn't think anybody had considered yet, and yet here it is being done.
Yes.
It's
So we watched 28 Days Haunted on Netflix, which came out in like 2022, I think. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit older, but relevant right now, especially because some of the places that they were at, the stories from those places, which we'll get into later, one of them kind of happened around October. I think two of them were around this time of year. Mm-hmm. So
and even one of the locations is local to us.
Yes. Denver, Colorado. I've also been to one of those locations for a ghost hunt. Ooh.
Yeah, you were trying to get some connection there.
I was. So 28 Days Haunted is like a reality TV show.
It is.
Ghost hunter series.
Okay. So they say the premise, because I had a hard time with this. They say the premise of this is that they take a paranormal investigator team and they will drop them in these locations.
Correct.
This supposedly, this paranormal investigator team doesn't know anything about the location.
Correct.
They don't know where they're going. They have no backstory.
No.
They have never Googled haunted locations in wherever location they're going ever in their entire life. Supposedly there's no backstory to this. They don't know the story, which is hard.
Super weird.
It is really hard to believe because I just typed in one of the names of the locations and that was the first thing that popped up. And I mean, and I get it. Everything's listening to me right now, but even you guys, thank you.
Like and subscribe.
But it was hard not to believe that they didn't know.
Especially because if they are ghost hunters or paranormal investigators, like prior to this show, how have they not heard of these locations before? Just before. That's what I'm saying. Throughout
because they're in the business.
Exactly.
Right?
So like when they got there and saw the location, were they not like, oh crap? Like that's weird to me also. So I agree with you on that. So that was weird. I was like,
They supposedly don't know, and they're going to go into these haunted locations and then be in the know.
Correct.
Right? So they're going to reach out to the spirits or the paranormal activity that's happening in these locations. And then the the stuff on the other side is going to reach through and talk to them and tell them their story.
Right.
So
they're trying to go there to figure out the stories of the hauntings of these locations and what happened there.
Right.
And they have to stay there for 28 days.
Right.
Because that is the 28-day cycle. So Ed and Lorraine had this theory that there was a 28-day cycle that like pierced the veil of
you needed
the spiritual realm.
Days within a location in order to pierce the realm of the spiritual.
Correct. And I guess that means to like stop whatever dark energies may be there and help whatever good spirits are there that are stuck to cross over, is from my understanding of it.
Right. That's kind of what I heard.
So Ed and Lorraine's, is it their son-in-law?
Yes, it's their son-in-law who is the head of NESPR right now.
Yes, NESPR is their, it's New England Society for Psychic Research. Tony Spera is their son-in-law. He's the guy that runs it now. So he's the one that created this 28-day haunted show.
Yeah.
So the production of it is cool. You know, obviously they have like a room where Tony and another guy are kind of like observing all the cameras, you know, that they have in the houses for each of the teams and stuff.
Right.
So then in the houses they have cameras all set up like a reality TV show, and then they have like their own camera that they're filming their sessions
and all
on.
Of their like equipment and stuff that they need in order to reach out and talk to the other side.
So they're in the homes. They can't have contact with anybody outside of the home.
Right.
Obviously.
They don't have like any outside contact. There's no
phone
internet,
number, no internet.
no phones, no nothing.
No.
Supposedly.
They have the computer access to
like upload and see their
own footage. But there's no way that they can access
like
the internet.
Google.
Correct.
Their location.
Which I mean is doable.
They're trying
if there's
to,
no Wi-Fi.
They're trying to keep it as authentic as possible.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Try to convince me further that this is real.
Skeptic? Non-skeptic. So one team is in Denver, Colorado.
Right.
And the second team is in Madison, North Carolina, and then Preston, Connecticut.
Correct.
So as the teams kind of go in, you know, they're in the Denver, Colorado. They're staying at the Lumber Baron Mansion. There's 3 people there. Amy, who is a psychic, Shane, and then Ray. And Shane and Ray are just paranormal investigators. At the dry goods store in Madison, it's Jeremy, who is a demonologist, and Brandy, who is a psychic medium.
Right.
And then the Captain Grant's Inn in Preston, which I want to go there. I looked that place up.
That was my like question
really
for
cool.
the end. I was like, which one of these 3 would you prefer to stay at?
That one.
That one?
Yeah. So at that one they have Sean, Nick, and Aaron. And Sean is their psychic. So it seems like they have a psychic in each one, and then they have just paranormal investigators.
And that was the team that had the Skeptic.
Yes. Which I think was like their camera guy.
Yeah.
And he just did like the camera audio type stuff, and he knew like the audio equipment and stuff for like their whatever equipment they use to like communicate to the spirits.
Right.
I don't know the fancy words. Sorry guys. This is not a factual podcast.
It's factual when it comes to my feelings.
It's factual-ish, okay?
Right. It's an interpretation.
Yes, it's our interpretation of, okay? So the teams are there. They're kind of getting settled, you know, getting to know each other, whatever, right? And they're just kind of going through each night, pretty much, you know, just kind of documenting, trying to figure out the stories of each of these places.
Who's there and what's up?
So, as they are like kind of wandering around the houses and kind of like feeling the vibes, you know, when they're first there, like the first few days, there's definitely some. They say like in certain places of the Lumber Baron Mansion, like the parlor room, the upstairs bedroom where Amy was staying, which is called the Valentine Suite now, is. Like they said that there was a lot of like energy coming from that room and stuff like that. in the dry goods store. That place is kind of weird because there was a funeral parlor in like the upstairs, like back area of the dry goods store.
So the dry goods store was originally a funeral home.
Yeah. But it was weird that the people, I have this, we'll talk about the story of that later, but I just thought it was weird that the people left the museum funeral in the back of the store.
Yeah, the family's embalmed in the back.
Yeah.
They're still there.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Cool. So over at Captain Grant's, they're doing the same stuff. It's very interesting because it is a reality show. Like it is a reality TV show. Right. Like I don't really know.
So they're there and they're experiencing this live. I mean, they're in there with their own equipment, right? They've got the extra equipment from the show so that they can show to you and me that this is going on as it's happening. You know, this is happening in real time. These people are experiencing this right now. This is real. So it's hard to deny that, you know, they're out there experiencing these things. And I get it. I totally get it. This is something that these people believe in, and that they are reaching through and they are touching and they are talking to people and they are feeling and experiencing these things. I am not discounting that. It is just not something that has ever happened to me, nor can I conceive it.
That's fair.
So,
I mean, if you had an experience that was unexplainable, you probably might have a change of mind. Possibly.
I mean, there's a lot of...
If you didn't somehow logically convince yourself
there's
otherwise.
There's a lot of math that needs to be missing in order for that to happen.
Virgo.
Yeah, I get it.
So night one, I didn't write down everything because there was just a lot of stuff. But like, I kind of just like wrote down little tidbits of things. So like the first few nights, we'll start with the Lumber Baron Mansion. They definitely felt, you know, like heavy energy. They were hearing some footsteps roaming around. Their lady, one of the guys kept seeing like visions of like a bloody woman under the bed, all contorted, you know. And then the night that they put on, so that team used, I wrote it down. It was called the Estes method, where they like block out all sound and light from you. And then like you're just sitting there. So you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. And then there's like a radio something.
Right. So the only thing that they can hear is like something that feels like if you were to put your car radio on scan
and it just keeps going
through all the frequencies, you get like blips of words and static. And so that's what like the SP's machine is playing in your headset.
Correct.
And through that, you're supposed to be making a connection somehow to get people to talk to you through that, because in theory, spirits use electronic devices to communicate. Like they'll flicker lights, or they'll use mediums like radio wave frequencies to speak.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Which is...
I mean, spirits are
entertaining to
everything is energy.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I am nothing but energy.
I mean,
I consume energy daily. Yeah.
I love your skeptic brain. It cracks me up. So Amy the first night is putting that on. Did she wear it or did the guy wear it the first night? I don't remember.
I think the guys wore it the first night.
I think you're right.
Know. They all ended up going under the SB's method.
They did. But they kept hearing words like help, out, get out, you know, stuff like that. They were hearing like move, just crazy stuff, just random little tidbits of information like that. Okay. Amy, who's the psychic, kept having like visions and feeling like seeing like the girls there, you know, she kept feeling like something really heavy and tragic happened to these girls there, right?
Right.
So as we said earlier, these teams are in the house trying to ultimately figure out the stories of what happened there, right? So in the beginning stages of Jeremy and Brandy's experience at the dry goods store, first of all, Jeremy was weird.
He was not my favorite character in this whole thing.
He was not my favorite character.
To be honest with you, I didn't have a favorite character in any of these teams.
I didn't really either.
There wasn't the Skeptic, I think, was my favorite guy.
Of course. So Jeremy
he's a demonologist,
yes.
just like Ed Warren. So all of his basis of belief is like he's there to get the unholy spirits out. So all of his power is based through God.
Correct.
In his mind.
Yes, he is like a vessel through.
Right.
Yes.
So he's the one that's able to talk to the higher powers that be and be like, please help me help cleanse this place.
Right.
So that's how he operates. And his partner, Brandy, she's a sensitive, right? So she's the one that's able to like see and feel.
Yes.
And get in touch with spirits.
Which was interesting because, okay, so if in fact these people did not know anything prior to,
which is impossible to believe. Sorry.
If in fact, if they didn't know anything, she actually picked up on what happened there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like there was a photo, which we'll come back to, in the dry goods store of the Lawson family. And it was like an older photo or whatever. And she saw the photo.
You mean the photo under the plaque of what happened to the Lawson family?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, because it was in the museum.
Right. Okay. But like, hear me out. See all those words that are just giving you all the information of like the story of this place?
Before she
Did they
saw
go through
that,
and like put little like censor bars over all the plaques of what happened in Madison Dry Goods? They're like, oh, you can't see, even though this is a place, a museum for haunted things.
Well, I mean, they probably had to take some stuff out of there prior to filming in there. So there wasn't like...
So do you think they took the family out of there? There's no way they did. But they didn't show us the family.
No, I'm pretty sure they moved the family out of that dry goods store.
The family's like no longer in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like when new owners took over.
Fair. That would be wild.
When Jeremy and Brandy first arrived to that store, before they went in, she had a vision of the lady and the two little girls at the top of the stairs before they went in. So she was already getting visions of the Lawson family and the lady before she saw the picture inside. Because when she saw the picture, she said, that's the lady that I saw.
That's the lady that I saw. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just saying, if in fact these people didn't know what was going on prior to arriving to these locations, she, was getting the correct messages, so to speak.
Right.
I do believe that there are psychics because I've encountered them. So I 100% believe in sensitives or psychics or however you want to explain it. I do believe mediums, and there are people that do have the ability to like sense or see things or whatever, have that sensitive ability.
Yeah, they're open to it. Right.
Yeah. I 100% believe that.
I think it's like along this similar belief system here.
Oh my God.
Because that's fucking magic, folks.
To some it is. So anyways, Jeremy is kind of like, I don't know, Jeremy's vibe throughout this show is kind of like on and off for me. He seemed like super into it and like super teammate with Brandy. But then like over time, the dark energies of the dry goods place started affecting Jeremy's like demeanor and personality. And he was like really sleepy and had a lot of headaches and really like lethargic and just not being his normal self. And Brandy was picking up on all of this. But
that was after an event that he went up there and he was trying to like banish the demon out.
Correct.
And then supposedly he was potentially ready for possession, because as you were about to lead into, Brandy talked to a lady who was like, what's the deal? And then she's...
Yeah. So they were, over the course of all the teams staying there, progressions, as they're staying in these locations, the hauntings are getting more intense. There's disagreements happening among the teams.
Yeah, like animosity starts to build
off.
up.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold for a second.
Holding.
Right? So we told everybody that these people are cut off from outside civilization, right? So you have to assume that their food is being brought into them by the production team, right? All of their nutrients and supplies are being brought in by the production team. I can't imagine they're eating well. They're definitely not sleeping well because obviously they're sleeping with ghosts.
Yes.
So I can't imagine the health of these people is doing very well.
No.
And if you starve me and put me in a room full of people that I don't really know very well, much less, I'm not going to get along with these people eventually. And I mean, and you see this in every reality show. Eventually they start picking on each other if they live with each other long enough.
Yeah.
So I can people see
off. Yeah.
that happening naturally without
for sure
the spirits being involved.
For sure.
Right. And that was one of the pinch points. They're like, oh, you can tell they're about to get possessed because they're hungry. Like,
but if you think about like previous stories, like let's like last week's episode, you know, where the Lutz guy or whatever murdered his family. Not the Lutz guy, the frickin' the Feo family.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Where he murdered his entire family. So he claims that he was possessed by demons and that demons made him do it.
Right.
So granted, they lived in that house for a really long time. However, if in fact it is true that, you know, if there is dark energies within a house, okay, and they're, you know, picking on you or picking on someone's energy or whatever, who's to say, like, how do we really know that that's not true for them to change someone's mindset or behaviors and so forth because of the DeFeo's example of demons possessed me, I murdered my family?
I mean, and that's, I guess, what they're trying to get in this 28-day series is they're trying to get all entangled with the spirits and let them in so that they can let them out, sort of thing, or that they can help them move along or figure out something more in the story. Because like the story for the Lumber Baron Inn, what they're trying to do is they're trying to help figure out what happened. Right. Because when those two girls were murdered, still to this day, it's a 50-year-old crime. Nobody knows who killed them.
Right.
So the objective at the Lumber Baron Inn was to figure out who killed them. Right. The objective at Madsen Dry Goods was to figure out, was Charlie possessed?
Right.
So the objective at Captain Grant Inn, I guess, was to help Captain Grant's wife pass on to the other side, because that was the only one I didn't understand. That one had no traumatic event. Like Lumber Baron Inn and Madsen Dry Goods had tragedies.
Yeah.
Horrible tragedies.
Yeah.
Like Charlie went through and murked 6 of his kids. He left 1 kid alive. Yeah,
but the tragedy, the murders of the Lawson family didn't happen at the dry goods store. It happened on his farm, not at the actual store. Only their bodies were embalmed there.
So I see what you're saying. So their spirits are stuck there because their bodies were there? See, that's where like 2 + B = 6 somehow.
Right. Well, because in from what I understand in the paranormal spirit world, when someone dies naturally, you know, like their spirit goes.
Oh, I get it.
Okay?
That's why they were at the Madsen Dry Goods store.
When something traumatic happens, correct? Yes. When something traumatic happens and there's like a murder, that soul may not understand what happened because it was so traumatic that the soul is confused, so they get stuck.
But why would they get stuck at the place where their bodies were?
Because that's where they were last
dealt with.
Like,
okay, I can see that because that's where their vessel last was.
Correct.
Because you're kind of tied to this thing.
Correct.
I hear that, but like, why is Captain Grant's wife pulling the shower curtain down on people? That part doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I don't know about that.
Because
like they just do weird shit, like supposedly,
but
allegedly.
Grant died at sea.
Yeah, but she was waiting for him to come back. So she, from the story that we'll get into the stories in a minute. However, let's take it back for a second.
All right.
To the people at the fucking locations.
Right.
So as they're there,
So they're picking on each other.
they're picking on each other.
They're hungry. They're angry. They're not feeling good. Like,
yes.
One of them wants to bounce out because she's not sleeping good. She figures out a new sleeping arrangement, continues to push through.
Yes.
Like, they're starting to pick on the psychic at the Lumber Baron Inn because she doesn't want to scry into a mirror because she doesn't want to get in touch with whatever
she doesn't
dark
want
force.
No, because a lot of the
there.
psychics are afraid to bring home any dark energies, which I totally understand. Like, I get that. And have you ever heard about mirror scribing?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's when you're talking to the crazy bitch in the mirror when you go into the bathroom when we were 8, that's mirror scrying.
Yeah, but
yes,
like, it is. But like,
it
if you're doing it as an adult with not Bloody Mary, funny haha sleepover
you won't
shit.
even say it the third time. Just kidding. Keep going.
I'll do it again. I don't give a fuck. But like, that is some legit shit, and I read some crazy ass stories about that. Like, that is something that I would never do for myself.
Mirror scrying is presenting yourself in a open manner to give the spirits a chance to come through the mirror, right? Because mirrors are considered portals.
Yes.
So
do you think that mirrors are portals? Do you believe that?
No, mirrors are a piece of glass with a reflective coating on the back, folks. And if you break one, you clean it up. And you move on. And 7 years of your life is going to happen the same way it was going to happen, regardless of whether or not you shattered that mirror.
Possibly.
Odd years ago.
Possibly.
You going to butterfly affect me right now?
No. I have broken mirrors, not intentionally, and it felt like there was a series of bad luck from that.
Weird. That you broke the mirror. So you broke the mirror and then bad luck happened to you.
Correct.
Interesting.
I do think that mirrors are portals for sure.
Why? How?
I don't know. I don't know why I think that. I just feel like that is correct. Why is a
reflective piece of glass a portal?
Because I don't know. I literally cannot explain it to you in a logical way.
Okay.
It's just a feeling that I have.
So is it only a mirror and not just anything you can catch a reflection in? Because you can catch a reflection in this. Is this considered a portal?
No. I would consider only mirror. Like, okay, so this is weird, but like, I have heard that mirrors that are facing each other are typically not good. Because it's not a good energy. I'm blanking on the actual reason why.
No, it's okay. I can. But if they're portals, that just
in our
opens
bathroom,
up like that game.
In our bathroom upstairs, our mirrors face each other, and I don't like that.
It just reminds me of like getting lost in the mirror maze.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many portals you're opening up in one of those?
Oh my God. Guys, please help me here. The paranormal believers, please help me. I know there is some logic in there. Okay, guys, please help me.
I got you're fair. That's fair.
I run off feeling and vibes. Okay, so I don't have logic in my reasoning and like just things that I've experienced. Right.
And like so you're way more open to it than I am. So stuff like this is gonna happen to you
for sure. So all right, the people are going a little crazy inside the place. They're having some disagreements. Amy doesn't want to do the mirror scribing. The guys are like, you don't understand, blah blah blah. Right. People are calling each other out, right? And saying you're not being a good teammate, blah 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 blah. So they go through the little dramas, right?
Everybody goes through this. Keep in mind, like each team has their own dissolving point.
Correct. They as the disagreements are happening, they're still, investigating nightly or however they're doing it, whatever. Mm-hmm. Same shit is kind of happening. They're getting little tidbits of more and more information each time. Mm-hmm. So kind of like towards the end of the show, things are kind of coming together a little bit. The stories are kind of coming together. And I feel like if they didn't know going in, I feel like each team did figure out a general sense of the story of what happened there. I feel like the dry goods store figured out the most. The fastest. Yeah. The lumber baron, I think, figured out some interesting information, although I don't like the part in the basement crawl space where they found the freaking paper in the brick.
That didn't feel hokey as shit to you?
No, I just said I didn't like that part because of that.
Yeah, no, it did. That felt a little
That
planted.
felt a little planted to me.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason I say that is because having worked on production shows and knowing how things go, sometimes you stage things, you know, for the realism aspect of it.
Right. For
you
the,
know,
for the
whether the team knew it was there or not, production may have known it was there.
Right.
Right. Because they wanted to get the genuine reaction from the people.
Right.
However, they wouldn't have known to look down or look below them or look up, right? Had they not gotten the hint, allegedly, from the ghost during one of their sessions.
Right. Back when they went back into the tunnel to like finally get the answers from
the girls.
From the girls, right. Because they were like, that's exactly how the guy got in and out to like...
Yeah, but
do
like they were
deeds.
in that tunnel a couple times and they saw the manhole. That was the first time they tried to get out of the manhole to see where it went.
Yeah.
That would have been my first. If I saw that manhole, I would have checked to see where it went.
The first thing I would have done would have like poked my head through it just to see if I could see anything.
Because it went out to the outside of the gate of the lumber baron mansion.
Outside the house.
Mm-hmm, outside the house. So it would have been a perfect little spot for some creeper to
get in and out incognito.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop in, especially back then during that time when that happened, because the mansion was not an actual like...
The mansion was like
at that time,
a tenement house.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a fancy place.
People were moving into
it was like kind of a rundown.
It got
type
turned
situation.
into a 25-unit apartment.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like, could you imagine? Because we toured that when
I've been in there.
We were looking to get married.
I don't know how
I can't imagine how you got 25
units in there.
Well,
it's been remodeled a lot since then.
Right.
But still, I mean, it's a big ass place when you're in there.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Okay.
It's pretty big.
And there's places that like they won't let you go into.
Right.
So it's bigger than you think.
Having been in the lumber baron mansion. Mm-hmm. All right, let's finish this show real quick. Because this show is dumb. I don't want to say it's dumb. I just want to say like
it's not dumb. It's just it feels like they did a really good job about making it as paranormal as they possibly could, almost so much so to where you're like, aha, that does not feel real.
Right. Like as someone who is a believer, I'm like,
but like it was still very well done. I don't discredit what because these people are open to this.
And I am not trying to like talk shit and say that what they experienced wasn't not real.
No.
Because I just
don't think it's real that they didn't know the story before they walked in the door.
I agree with you on that.
That's
100%.
That's almost impossible to me to believe.
Especially if you're in that field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's like,
how do you not know about these places?
Especially seeing a Toyota for the first time.
Especially because I just want to say Captain Grant's Inn in 2003. I know this was a little while ago, but in 2003, CNN claims that place to be the most haunted place in the U.S.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would it be haunted?
The Captain Grant's Inn?
Yeah, why would it be haunted? Because some old lady got stood up and her dude died at sea?
Yeah.
That's why?
Yeah.
Just some poor tortured soul. That's why. That's why it's haunted. That's the thing that I don't understand. Okay. That's the thing. The story of it is he built a home for his old lady and children, Mercy Adelaide, and she waited for his return forever.
Yeah, but during that time, like the house was built in 1754.
Right.
Captain William Grant. He was during that time though. The house also sheltered soldiers from the Revolutionary War and escaped slaves during the Civil War.
Okay.
Also, when the paranormal investigators were in that house, the psychic guy kept getting feelings that there had been some sort of dark energy portal that was opened in that house.
Ah, okay.
And was trapping Adelaide there. Also, Adelaide was waiting for her husband, supposedly, because he was he went out to sea and never came back. So she was just there waiting for him to come back because, you know, back in the 1700s, the fuck are you going to do? Your guy goes out to sea. I'll see you when I see ya. He may or may not come back. So then you're just there existing and then your soul dies, but you don't feel like your soul can cross over because your partner like never came back. So she feels like she's stuck there.
Oh, poor thing.
Waiting for him.
That sucks.
This is what my understanding of the story is.
And I mean, I cannot also discredit, and this is something you haven't mentioned, is that there's like one of the first graveyards ever is just like
I was just gonna say that.
Stick's throw away from behind Captain Grant's Inn.
Yes, and that's where her gravestone is.
Yeah, she's buried over there somewhere.
But also, so some of the hauntings people have experienced there, people see her supposedly at the foot of the bed a lot of times with two
her
kids. A lot of the lights turn on and off, loud bangs, objects disappearing and then reappearing different places. And then other people have reported seeing another spirit named Deborah there. But at that place, they have an annual Halloween tour of the cemetery, and I want to go. Also, like this place has the most stories supposedly of like people experiencing things there. So I told Trevor today I wanted to go there.
That's the part that I don't understand how,
because okay,
how is this house haunted?
But like my reason for wanting to go is to validate if this shit is real or not, like for my own self. Like I told you before, like I want to experience these things to be like, yes,
you want to go tickle the devil's toes.
That is haunted. Like whether I don't think that any of these spirits are bad spirits. Yeah. Like I would not feel like I would be coming home with anything dark from any of these places.
To whereas you wouldn't risk it at the Lumber Baron Inn or Madsen Dry Goods because something evil happened.
No, I would definitely. I've been to the Lumber Baron. I would go there again. Actually,
I want to stay there in the Valentine Suite.
Yes. However, so that's the Captain Grant's.
That's
Inn.
Captain Grant's Inn.
That's their story. Kind of short and sweet, not a lot there. The Lumber Baron Mansion, though, so that story is crazy. The property was initially built in hold on, I have my notes all scribbled up. 1890, which is
a long time ago.
Long ass time ago. It was the home of lumber baron John Moyet. I don't know if that's how you say the last name or not. And then him and his wife lived there for a long time in their family for a long time.
He built that mansion for his old lady and his kids. And
everything in there he wanted to show as his craft.
Yeah. Oh, so, dude, it is so cool in there. Each room is a different wood.
Yes. Literally, it's a different wood. The fireplaces all in there are completely different and hand carved by him. I don't know if all the renovations, since the renovations, I'm sure they kept a lot of the original stuff if they could.
Well, yeah,
but I don't know.
That was the main goal. From what I remember.
What they had kept and what they had to get rid of, So eventually, over time, obviously, after they had the building was kind of run down.
Yeah, it traded hands a bunch of times. Yeah, became an apartment complex for transients.
And then so during that time, it still wasn't a great place. It was a super rundown apartment, probably low income type stuff.
That area wasn't a good part of town back then.
No, not at all. So in October of 1970, there was a young girl named
Cara.
Yes.
And Marianne.
Yes. Cara lived in the apartment. And so from what I read, she was a runaway. She was about 16. She had a 17-year-old birthday party. She actually saw her parents allegedly, which was a couple of days before the murder took place. So then she had told her parents at that time and during that celebration that she was going to go back to school and kind of get her life back on track, right? And then a couple days later, she got unalived. Someone, I guess, broke in, shot, SA'd her, took her out. Friend comes in
at the worst possible
time.
sees
all of this happening, like witnessing it happen,
and goes down
with her.
Yeah.
One of the girls was found on the floor. The other girl was found under the bed. So it was interesting that during the investigation on the haunting show, the team, when they were doing stuff in that room,
they kept feeling stuff under the bed.
Yeah. From under the bed. Like grabbing their feet and their legs and stuff, which is creepy. And so that's kind of the story of what happened there.
Wasn't the guy who like unlocked his psychic abilities kept having dreams of her under the bed?
Yes. And like seeing her there, like kind of all contorted. Yeah. Which would be super scary dream to have. But their killer was never caught.
No.
And then there was another case of another girl. But at the time they didn't relate the two. But during the investigation, that was the paper that they found.
Oh yeah.
That was the newspaper clipping that they found in the basement. Was that it was another girl who had died, similar situation, but killer never found, and it happened like in a nearby area or whatever. So I stayed there, or I didn't stay there. Trevor and I did a ghost hunt there actually with a friend of ours years ago, and we didn't experience anything very intense. I will say though, the energy in there is extremely heavy. We were in that room, the Valentine suite, and there was a point in the night where we had split up into by ourselves. So I was in the Valentine suite by myself. Trevor was in a different room, and our friend was in a different room, and we had like the motion detector little lights there, you know. And I was just sitting there, you know, in the room. It was pitch black dark, and every hair on my body was standing up. And it just felt super, super cold. And I was just sitting there, and I could just feel this just like heaviness. Like it was almost like you could feel like someone pushing on your chest is like how the energy felt, you know? It's the only way I can explain it. We were in there probably for like 5-10 minutes maybe. It probably felt way longer than that. But nothing happened per se. Like I said, just the energy. We also were up at the parlor room where there's been sightings of like a lady up there in a ball gown dress or something, or like a maid of some sort up there. Didn't have any visions while we were there. Didn't see anything, of course. But
any cold spots?
Yes.
Like things moving that shouldn't be, because I don't think that those cabinets popped open on their own.
Not things moving. Cold spots, yes. The energy you could feel in there for sure. When we were leaving, the only thing that happened that was super weird was, well, two things. All the equipment and cameras that we had with us that night, the batteries went dead instantly, which was interesting. We even had like backups, and they just were not holding charges.
Cameras running hot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Even the dude's equipment was acting up. Because he had some of that. Like he had the Estes machine and like stuff like that, you know. But when we were getting ready to leave, we were walking down the wooden staircase, and it sounded like someone had like a ring knock on like the wood banister, and it was 3 knocks. And we all kind of like stopped on the banister and like looked at each other, and I was like, "Did you guys hear that?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That was weird." And like when I said that, like I was below, like one couple stairs down, and Trevor was like right here. To me, it felt like someone had walked like between Trevor and I. Like, you know, like if someone walks close to you, you feel like that, like
kind of like their air.
Yeah. That's kind of what it felt like. But that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so like, I'm like, all right, like, but for me, like I've been in other places that I have known to not be haunted, and I don't feel that energy there.
Right.
But anytime I've gone to a haunted hotel, like the Stanley or Hotel Colorado up in Glenwood Springs or the Lumber Baron, you know, like there is an energy in those places for sure that I can certainly feel.
Right.
Can you pick up on those energies at all, or no? Or are you just no?
No.
That's crazy to me.
I think it's because people are manifesting those energies. I don't think it's because of anything beyond the spiritual realm is putting that out there. I think us as a species, as believers, because you walk into a church and you feel different.
Yeah, but I can walk into a place I've never been in before and feel yucky, and then find out later something weird happened there, and I'm like, oh, that's probably why I felt gross there.
Good for you. I guess
I don't know how to That's
I can't explain that for
That's
you
so
because
weird.
that's,
No, I know.
mean, like maybe
It's
you just have to
interesting.
poop that day. I don't know.
No, it's just interesting to me because you are an empath.
Yeah.
So you understand people's energies and you can tell when people are in a shitty mood, right?
Yeah.
You can pick up on human energy,
Yeah.
right? Like in the
I guess
physical world.
all of my powers are just on this plane.
Interesting.
I can't empathize with what's beyond us.
That's fair. That's fair. So most people that have stayed at the Lumber Baron, so it is still a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Joel and Elaine are the present owners. They've owned it for the last 8 years. And they are really picky on what type of paranormal investigators they allow to come there now. Because they feel like they notice the spirits of the home. They say.
I remember when we were touring through there, they were telling us a lot about the lore of the place and how that they experience stuff as owners of the place. And I'm like,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I was reading about it, and they just learn to coexist. They haven't experienced anything bad
and
or
that's
anything that was
why they're
scary
picky
to
and
them.
choosy is because they don't want to pick someone who's going to scratch a bad itch and turn them malevolent
or cause them distress, or whatever. So a lot of people that do stay there will report, the female appearing in the stairwell, in the Valentine suite. There's a spirit of a maid reported there. Also, some people say they see a woman dressed as a flapper.
Cute.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's interesting. And then a weird male spirit is occasionally seen, but no one really knows
who or
what he is. Also, I read something interesting that allegedly in 2011 and 2012, Spirit Paranormal claimed to have captured the full name of the person who committed the murders of the girls at the Lumber Baron Mansion. However, they didn't release that publicly. So, when I read that, I'm like, okay, because I've read stories of psychics helping police and detectives in investigations. There are factual cases of psychics helping police solve cases. Read about it, seen it.
Yep.
If that is true, why the fuck wouldn't they bring it to the public? Or why wouldn't they try to investigate that? Or, who knows if they did or didn't. However, I didn't fully look into that, but I thought that was weird. I was like, motherfucker, if I was there.
Because God forbid they drop a name and it's wrong. And then the police go how police do? We have episodes of police just hooking themselves on a name and being like, you're the killer.
Yeah, true.
So,
yes, that part I get. However, but that doesn't mean that I don't know if they opened another investigation because the killer could still be alive 50 years. It's over 50 years ago. The killer of them could still be alive.
Yeah.
But they should start an investigation over again. If that is actually true and they got the name of the freaking people, which I don't know how they would have got that, they need to reopen that investigation.
That's fair.
And then the last story, I have my notes all mixed up here.
Madsen Dry Goods.
Yes. So that story is sad.
So, okay. So I get that Madsen Dry Goods was originally the funeral home and is infamous for the Lawson family murders only because it was the funeral home for the town, and it was the only place that could accommodate that many bodies because Charlie Lawson took the life of his wife and 6 of his children. So that's 7 people? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people for a little town. Mm-hmm. So I get now why Madsen Dry Goods was haunted because that's where the Lawson family's final resting place is. Mm-hmm. But what Charlie did was super, super messed up.
Yes. And this is probably, even though I didn't really like Jeremy all that much in the show, which everyone always, I'm sure, plays it up for the show because they know they're on cameras and it I get that part of it, right? And I know that production tells you to do that type of shit.
Right.
But it was crazy to see that they unpacked the story of what actually happened.
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
And it was a crazy story. So Mr. Lawson, Charlie, on Christmas Day, unalived his entire family, minus one.
Minus his oldest son.
Yeah, Arthur, because he was out running errands.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Okay. Mr. Charlie, like, why didn't he wait for Arthur to get home?
Because the devil can't wait.
I guess not. So he offed his whole family, and then offed himself in the woods later on.
Right.
There was rumors that he had impregnated his older daughter, which is why people think he killed the whole family.
Right. But he can't let that secret get out.
Yeah. And so it was really sad, though, because the mom, I think, was buried with the baby. Because the baby was only like 3 or 4 months old when it was unalived. And then, so that's like a super tragic story.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah. And then I tried to look up, like, where did Arthur go? Like,
where's Arthur now?
What happened to him? Well, he apparently died, in like a car accident or something. Back in, I don't know. He was like in his 30s when he died. So he died young. Oh. Also.
Okay.
Sadly.
Poor guy.
But he did go off to like marry and have kids, I guess, which is crazy. But I'm like, how, like, that's wild. Imagine being that kid.
Yeah, you go out for groceries and come back an orphan.
And you have to live with that.
Yeah.
And everyone looking at you as that.
Yeah.
Like, you're the Lawson kid.
Especially back then.
Yes.
That's a huge stigma. But at least back then you could move out of town and no one knew who you were.
True.
And you could start over versus now, no matter where you go, everybody knows your name.
Yes. That's funny. So what's funny now is there was a family, the Miller family owned that dry goods place for a little bit. And then they sold it in 2003 to a guy named Smitty. But it's still the same type of store. They still have the same museum and stuff back there. That'll be fun to go see. But they have a lot of people complain or see sightings of objects moving, cold spots, sounds of kids playing around, a ghost of a little girl, possibly Carrie or Maybelle. And then, Arthur did die in a car accident around 35.
Dang.
But yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Those are because like, what does it take for a location to be haunted? Either someone's got to die there, someone who was murdered has to be brought to that place, or you just have to be left there.
Yeah,
wondering something.
But also,
just one thing. It doesn't really matter what. As long as you're there, still thinking that thing, you're going to be stuck there. So the thing that I've learned is that when it comes time to pass on, just to wipe my mind. So that I don't have to be stuck here wondering anything. Because I don't want to haunt something. I really don't. That's just overtime. I mean, I already made
done
it
with that
to an extra age of being old. And then now I have to like clock in to like move somebody's pictures around. No, thank you.
Well, I mean, I don't think souls know that they're stuck here if they really are. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think they fully realize they're stuck here. That's the thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's
when hauntings happen, I don't think those souls fully understand that they're stuck here.
So do you think these paranormal investigators helped move these souls along? Like,
not necessarily,
Sean
because the people still experience hauntings at these places.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So do I think... I don't know. It's hard to say. Because, you know, as someone who is open to that type of stuff and has experienced very small situations where I'm like more on the believer side than the non-believer side.
Right.
I think that paranormal stuff happens to people that are either more open to it or not more open to it. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? I think because I have like a want to experience something so bad that probably will never happen to me because I anticipate it too much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that will never stop me from trying to seek that out.
Nope.
If that makes sense. Because I really want that validation. You know? For the sole purpose of that I can say that I've experienced this situation 100% and have a story or like have something to like prove it.
Right.
For my own just like self-satisfaction. I think that'd be really cool. You know what I mean? I think that, energy is everywhere. And I think that if a lot of tragedy happens in one place or a lot of negative energies happening in one place, I think that energy can get stuck there in a sense and can somewhat manifest itself into other things, whether that's paranormal or ghosts or hauntings. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, if the right energies are mixed with human presence and energy that we can't see, those energy, the right mixture can create something, if that makes sense.
So hospitals are always haunted.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Okay.
100%. I would say so. Yeah. I guarantee any nurses out there, night shift people, I know you guys got some stories. Make sure you guys comment below. I have friends that are nurses that I guarantee would probably have some stories.
All right.
That I would love to hear. I would love to hear. But that's kind of like, it's like a weird abstract theory on it, but like, it's kind of how I look at it in a weird way, if that even makes sense.
Yeah, that's how you rationalize it. Essentially.
Yeah, I guess, to try to like make me not sound as crazy.
You're not crazy for believing in this. Trust me, it's okay.
No, I know. A lot of people, I know. I think I try to explain it to like try to make you like understand.
Oh, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
But you don't believe.
I don't believe. And that's okay.
No,
I mean,
it totally
I can believe that the religions of the world exist and I don't have to be a follower.
True. That is fair.
I mean, and I don't judge.
No.
I think it's kind of funny sometimes. Some of the fucking crazy red string theories that are being drawn. But I mean, if it brings you excitement and joy and gives you a sense of productivity and being and like you're helping things, then fuck yeah, do it.
Then do it.
Go poke those spirits. Go fuck with that shit.
I mean, my purpose is more selfish.
Fucking with,
My reason for wanting to fuck with them is to be more selfish, for my own selfish reasons. Because I don't know how to help them. I just want to go experience.
Because your intentions are selfish and you need to be walking into these situations with more of a, how can I help you versus I need you to help me validate this feeling.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, I sat in that room and like talked outwardly like, hello, I'm not here to hurt you guys. I just want to be your friend.
I just want you to poke me though.
if anyone's here, just let me know. Just turn the light.
Just flicker a light.
Like all the little things that they investigators were saying in the show, I was saying like outwardly. Like I wasn't like, prove to me that you're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in your brain, you're like, prove to me that you're here.
In a sense, maybe, yeah. Like subconsciously, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm totally open to it. Anybody that's out there that's a ghost hunter that wants to take us on a journey, Jessica, I'll drag her with.
I'll come. I'll be speculative the whole time.
Yeah, and that's probably when the crazy shit will happen.
Right.
Anyways, I think that's going to wrap us up for today.
I think that will.
I feel like we were yapping a lot.
We did that.
We did that. If you guys have anything you want to add, please comment below. And don't forget to hit
like and subscribe.
Please also go check out Team Awesome Podcast Studio. We do have a couple more shows over there. Again, we will be moving our show over there probably in the next few weeks. It takes some time, but we're going to get over there.
It does.
Go check it out. There's our little podcast hub. Some great stuff over there. And we'll see you guys next week. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Girl, did you hear that crazy thing? Girl, did you hear what's going down? We're